If interdependence is the key to the 21st century, then what are the implications for leadership? As many of you know, one of the roles I play is I'm a researcher, and a question is a call to action. And so for the past decade, I've been working with over 50 colleagues at CCL and around the world in pursuit of that very question. We're going to be using this tool, and the outcome is that you will learn what we learned working around the world around this question. Card 2 is the key card. So this is the entire card deck at a glance. And we are going to be learning about these 4 questions today. What is boundary-spanning leadership? Why is it needed? How can it be practiced? And so what are the implications for you personally, for your teams, for your organization, for our global society as a whole?
How do we make sure that collectively everyone comes together and says, yes, there is value for me? Once they're sitting there together, I mean, stuff happens and, and they recognize it. But how do you draw them in and make sure everyone finds value?
Let's get a couple how-tos here. Okay, how-to?
How to ensure the understanding and practice of the culture, the values of our business. As we look at a group of individuals now in our business, 50% of them have been with us less than 3 years.
I'm leaving big pharma to join the federal government, and I'm going to be working with military.
The balancing of immediate private wealth and gain versus long-term preservation.
Yeah, great. We've largely dismantled many of the structural and the physical and the technological boundaries around us in a flat world, that the boundaries that matter most today from a leadership perspective are those that still remain in human relationships. In our work, we've identified there are 5 types of boundaries that leaders need to be able to collaborate effectively across. Look at the 5 cards. Where is the organization at its best in terms of collaborating across boundaries? Come to the front of the room, and I want you to start self-organizing by like cards. Why do you see this as your organization at its best? So let's start with the horizontal group.
Our business is very decentralized, and so relationships exist across the business to actually get the work done.
Our organization follows a model of servant leadership, so we're not very hierarchical. And so, you know, a lot of our leaders really try to sacrifice for the greater good of their team members in the organization. And that creates a great sense of influence then as they work with people on their team.
The whole silos and stovepipes thing is the biggest pressure point in organizations today. So let's hear some comments from this group if we could.
Physicians are trained as individual contributors. Nurses, less so. But we're training our professionals to function on their own. And so as we try to bring them together as a team, it's just, you know, this notion of horizontal is tough.
These boundaries, they're not real. Okay? They're not something that you can touch or see. They're things that we create. There are 3 fundamental and universal strategies for developing effective leadership across boundaries: managing boundaries, forging common ground, and discovering new frontiers. The word boundary is often defined in terms of something that indicates bounds or limits.
Clarity and safety.
Rules.
Bureaucracy.
Protection.
Exclusion.
Boundaries have meaning and reasons, and they provide protection.
Confusion.
Fearful and uncertainty.
Frustration.
If you look in the dictionary close enough, you read through all the entries, you eventually arrive upon an alternative definition of the word boundary. And it is the word frontier. And a frontier represents the location of the newest and most advanced activity in any given area.
Safety. Space, time, and silence as a buffer.
Taking a breather.
Proximity with protection.
Reflection.
Interconnectedness.
Perspective.
Spiritual.
Community and playing together.
A single achievement can still be a team achievement.
How do I fit in?
Leaders and followers.
Harmony.
Working at the puzzle to figure out the big picture.
Thoughtful.
Paralyzed.
Interconnectedness.
Wishing and hoping. Hope.
Crossing the bridge of hope together.
Taking action.
Support and weaving.
Harmony.
Pod people but transformed.
joy.
Cleaning up the environment leads to hope and health.
And so through this model, through boundary-spanning leadership, our research suggests that leaders around the world would be able to transform today's very limiting borders into new and innovative frontiers to be able to solve problems, to create innovative solutions, and to help transform their organizations.
Dizzying possibilities.
Balancing.
What looks like a boundary could be a frontier.
Boundary straddling.
Precarious.
Destinations unknown.
Traveling in many directions.
Seeking openings.
Finding and opening the gateway to new possibilities.
Go where the wind takes you.
Transformation.